Hi guys, this is Ben, your business loan guy. Hey, so I wanted to give you guys or do a new video on why you should hire me to help you with your PPP. Okay. Now, number one, it costs you nothing. It doesn't affect the amount of funds that you get. It doesn't affect the interest rate that you get. It doesn't affect the terms of your loan. Not one bit. Okay? So it is no cost to you, all right, for me to help you and guide you through this process. Now, if you want to do it yourself, I get it. Got a great bank, working with them, I get it. But you may want to watch my video that I just did, okay? And I'll put a link at the bottom concerning basically what I found at the bank as far as guidelines, how banks look at it, and how banks are calculating your loan applications, okay? And how different those things are. So now, if you value time, okay, your time, then it's something you may want to consider going ahead and hiring because you have somebody, you have an agent that is going to be working on your file, interacting with your bank, working with your bank, and we'll be working in conjunction, in addition to with your CPA, your taxpayer or legal representatives. Okay, I'm not in competition with them because I get that question says, well, why shouldn't I just hire my own CPA? I go, well, hire your own. You need to. That's kind of what I'm going to recommend is that you hire a CPA tax preparer because listen, we need them. Okay. My job is to work with them. It's like you're going to trial, you have an attorney, and you're getting an extra one for free. Okay? That's exactly what this is, at no cost to you. All right? So why wouldn't you take advantage of it? Now, is there an incentive for me? Of course. Okay? But I'm not paid by you. Do you understand? Okay? The SBA allows me to get paid. Do you understand? So why not use me? There isn't any reason other than maybe you got it handled. I get it. I'm kind of one of those people too. Don't get me wrong. Kind of a do-it-yourselfer type of guy. Kind of like to handle my own affairs. I get it. And I respect it. But if you do need help, okay, I have the resources. I have the people that can help. All right? Now, what I do, just so I'm specific as to what I do, and this is the reason why I redid this video, because a lot of things have changed since I did that video. And then the process became, because, banks are finally kind of rolling out what they're going to do, how they're going to, the process is becoming a little more clear, okay? I expect changes, but the process is a little more clear. So what I'm seeing is that this, with the way that they're putting this together, and the way we kind of anticipated anyway, was this is going to be a process, okay? Now, the way that it was sold to us is that this is going to be easy, that you would be able to take in these documents in this application, and you'll be able to walk out with a check. Or, I've heard 48 hours is kind of the... Now, I'm not saying that won't happen, but that's largely going to depend on how prepared you are, okay? You are the business owner, okay? Now, if you're not very prepared and you kind of try to do this on your own, there's a good chance it's going to take you some time, okay? Now, if you are prepared, okay, then great. Then that means that you are ready to go, okay? But that's all going to depend on not only how prepared you are, but it's also going to depend on your lender or your bank that you're going to be working with, okay? So my job is to do two things, is to prepare your application, okay, to give it the maximum amount of clarity and increase the amount of getting the funding that you need as quickly as possible, as close to the guidelines as your bank has set, okay? And because I've been in the mortgage industry, I understand business lending, I understand sales, I understand interacting with people, I understand negotiating skills, okay? My job is to assist your CPA, assist your tax preparer in helping you getting the best possible outcome on your loan application, okay, for your PPP loan. That is my job. All right. So what we do is we take your application. You can let us know what lender you want to use. Or when it comes time, if you can wait, if this is something you're able to do right now, we may be able to match you up with another lender that might be more advantageous to you. Okay. If you have any questions about that, you want to watch my other video. Okay. Because the reason why is each individual lender calculates and dictates your loan amount differently, potentially, based off of what we know and based off the documentation each individual lender is asking us for. Okay, that tells us that, holy cow, lenders are looking at this all differently. Okay, within the law. It's not that they're not doing anything illegal. They're not. It's just the law, I think, was purposefully, and this may change. This may change in a little while. Purposefully made this broad because as far as what documents are needed, because I think they wanted to be able to have people have access to as many documents as they can to prove what it is that they're saying. Okay, that's at least that is what I've read in the IFR, and that is what I've gathered. Okay. And it says literally right in there that you can, as a borrower, bring any other documents. If you don't have the documents that they say that your bank is looking for, you can bring alternative or other documents to back up your position. It literally says that. Okay? If you don't have those documents. So, my job, like I said, is to get you the best possible outcome and make it as smooth as possible. Okay? But largely, you, and I, this isn't my saying, I have to give this to a friend of mine, good friend of mine, is you have to participate in your own rescue. Okay? My job is to help you get what you need, get you with the professionals that you need, okay? And then get this package together, set up with letters of explanation as to why our methodology is what it is, spreadsheets that we're going to have in your file, okay, that explain exactly why your loan amount is the way that it is based off the information that they've sent us with the documentation laid out the way your bank requested or as close to it as possible. That way, when they get it, it goes right through. Okay, that's what our goal is. Now, if that, like I said, if time is important to you, if that is important to you, if that sounds good, once again, at no cost to you, that's what I can provide you. Okay, if you want to be specific, all right? Now, that is the limit of my scope. That is what I'm limited to do. Now, what's happened, okay, is a lot of you guys that are business owners, self-employed, even big or small businesses, what's happened is a lot of you weren't ready for this, okay? Not your fault. None of this is your fault. It is not an indictment, okay? It's just, look, you're busy trying to put food on the table, run your business, and now you're just trying to survive because you can't even open your doors. You can't even go to your business, let alone make any money. Unless you're on the essential businesses list, you're stuck, and you need this money, and you need as much as you can. Okay, and you need it as quickly as you possibly can. So it's not your fault. It's just that you were caught unprepared, and now you're scrambling. Okay, and you have to understand your CPA, your tax preparer, is getting it from everywhere. So now they have people all asking for the same thing because they're trying to get these loans. Okay. And then there's a lot of people that are doing things possibly unnecessarily. Not to say that they shouldn't be doing them. It's just with some lenders, they don't want your 2019 tax return. So I know people that are spending money, paying good money, trying to get their tax returns done because they think that they need it for their lend. Now they may, okay, but what I'm saying is that's not the case with every single bank, and that knowledge is very important. Because if all your bank, if you have only certain documents at your disposal, maybe you don't have the money to pay a CPA or tax preparer to take care of your stuff. If you have, okay, certain documents at your disposal, okay, but you don't have what your bank is asking for, there's a good chance there's another lender out there that only wants what you have. Okay? So it's very important that you not only know what your bank is doing, but what other banks who will soon be taking in applications from not clients. Now, most banks right now, as of today, okay, which I believe is the 5th of April, as of today, most banks are taking their own clients first, which makes sense. But very soon, many banks, and they've all indicated the same thing to me, that they're going to be taking outside applications on these things. What that means is you can shop your loan around, okay? Now, if you want to do that yourself, that's fine, okay? Or you can have somebody that does it for you, okay? That's obviously done a lot of the legwork for you already and will continue to do so to try and find you the best deal possible, okay? I can't promise you the results you want, but I can promise you my best efforts. So, like I said, some of you weren't ready for this. And what I noticed is that some of you needed CPAs, some of you needed tax preparers, and some of you might not have had the money for it, okay? So I was kind of stuck because that's not what I do. I don't prepare taxes. I'm not a CPA. I don't know. I mean, I know quite a bit about those things because I work with tax returns and stuff like that all the time, but I'm not the expert when it comes to that, okay? So you need an expert that's going to help you with those things, especially if your bank's asking you for 940s, 941s, and you haven't even done your taxes yet, okay? Those are your quarterlies. You should have those, okay? If you haven't done them for whatever reason, or whatever documentation, as far as as far as healthcare costs and retirement match, you don't know what your suit is, whatever the situation may be, okay? And then the other thing is you may have confusion as to how you need to calculate your loan amount. It's very important. Okay, it's very important to know, once again, how your bank's doing that. Might want to watch my other video. Third plug for the video. I'll stop. But anyway, you may need someone to help you with that. Okay? And you may need someone that has access to people that understand your situation and want to help and are going to be very flexible with you, especially if you're low on funds right now, and you need to get this stuff done. All right? So that's why you want to deal with me, because of my experience and also because of my knowledge and because of your time, because you have a lot more, you're already worrying about so much. And I understand, I'm a small business owner too, okay? It's tough. It's tough that now I'm glad that I have, that I'm multifaceted, I guess you can say, but I have other businesses that I can't do anything right now. There's no business, okay? And it's nearly impossible to get that business. Fortunately, I have other businesses that can work in this environment. But you may not. And you may need help. And I'm here to help you. That's what I'm trying to say, okay? I'm not going to ask you, like I said, once again, and I understand, you're not going to cut me a check. You're not going to, ACH me some funds. I'm not even going to ask you for a credit card, okay? Because I don't need it. I don't need any of that, okay? I just want to help you. And if you want my help, I am here, okay? And I like the personal touch. You will talk. I promise you will talk to me. I know I have other people that work with me, and you will speak with them. But you will talk to me. I promise you will talk to me. You will have access to me. I promise you. You have a question, I'm going to be there to get you to either answer it or get you the answers that you need if I don't know, which happens all the time. Okay? Just being honest. So I have a team that's ready to go, that's ready to assist you. I can assist you with your application, get it in the right way. The other thing that I can do too is if you do need outside help, okay, I have that also. All right. Now, getting back to real quickly, because this video is getting a little longer than I want it to be. But hey, this is cool. Getting a lot of good information out today that I think people need. So now, like I told you, it looks like this is all going to be a process. Okay. So initially, what you need to do is you need to get your paperwork together. Very important. Okay. Not having paperwork is a non-starter. Literally a non-starter if you don't have your paperwork right. Okay. So we need to find out what lender you're with, or you need to do this. Okay. Whether you, like I said, have me help or not, find out what lender you're with, find out what they're asking for, find out what their methodology, if we can, or we can make a determination as to, because we have a pretty good idea of what they're probably going to be looking at, provided that they what documentation they're asking for. You'll decide ultimately what number that is as far as what we submit. It won't be my decision. I'm not going to just say, oh, we're going to do this and this. No, I'm going to go over it with you. We're going to go over it with you, and this is and we're going to let you know that this is the different ways that we can do it. These are the different numbers, calculations that we could possibly do, and we'll go ahead and send it according to your direction. Okay. Or the direction of your CPA, or the direction of your legal counsel, or the direction of your tax preparer, however you want to do it. All right. Now, once it's submitted, okay, and you get your funds, then in 8 weeks, now the way that all the lenders are saying it, and there's a lot of confusion on this, is they're saying that you can apply to have your loan forgiven. Okay, and that's scared a few people. It's thrown a few people for a loop. All right. Now, I wouldn't fret too much about it, because all that means is that after the 8-week period, after you get your funds and you spend it on approved and eligible expenses, qualified expenses, you're going to need to provide receipts of that. Okay. So you're going to need to contact your bank, and there may be an application process. I'm sure there's going to be a paperwork process, and we're going to find that out for you as soon as we can. Okay, and get that out to not only our clients that we help, but all of you on these videos. As soon as we get that process, we'll get that out to you. But more than likely, what it's looking like is that there's going to be another application or something similar that's going to come later after the 8-week period, where you submit your documentation for and receipts, okay, for forgiveness. Now, potentially, this is going to be another area that you may need help. Okay. Now, that may require things that are a little bit outside my expertise, some things that are within my expertise. So what I'm getting at is we are providing services in conjunction with my network. We are providing services in case you find yourself in a situation where you believe that a particular expense should be forgiven and they are not forgiving them. Okay? Now, I don't see why they would do that. Okay? The reason why is because it's really in the bank's best interest to forgive as much as possible, because that lessens the loan amount, okay, or possibly takes a loan off their books, okay, so then they can lend more money. All right, so that's just, but you may find yourself in a situation that you need services in order to fight your bank, because you believe that this should be taken care of. Now, that can be a legal issue, that could just be an accounting issue, or that could just be a submission issue, okay? So depending on what the situation is, we have services, okay? And also depending on what it is, depending on the services that you need, there may be an additional cost attached to that, okay? It just depends, all right? If it's something simple where you just need to call me and I just need to explain something to you, there's no charge for that, okay? If there is a situation where we need to spend quite a bit of time or get outside, then there may be some costs attached to that, okay? So, but if the forgiveness is what's important to you, okay, then great. Now, if forgiveness is not important to you, and you're like, you know what, I use this money, they're not forgiving it, but hey, it's not that huge of a deal, because that may be the case. I'll go ahead and take the rest on a loan, okay? Or I'll just pay the money back. No big deal. But potentially, there could be some issues there, okay? Potentially. And we can provide the services. Now, the other thing is time. You may not want to do these things, okay? So maybe you don't want to interact with your bank. Maybe you don't have the time for it. Well, contact me when it comes that time. We'll look at your particular situation, and then I can either hand it off to professionals in my network, depending on the severity of it, or I can help you with it, okay? And depending on the amount of time, it's going to depend on what kind of costs they charge you or I charge you or whatnot, okay? Now, I don't think it's that big of a deal, but I do want to let you know I want to help you through the entire process from when we start gathering documentation all the way to forgiveness is my point, okay? So that's very important that you understand. From start to finish, I will be here to hold your hand to make sure that you get the right information and you get my best efforts the entire time. Okay? All right, guys. I hope this helped out a little bit. If you do want to speak with me or contact me concerning help that you might need for your PPP loan application, my information will be at the bottom in the description. Feel free to give me a call, shoot me an email. I will also be adding a text line that's, you can't call me on it, but it's like a Google voice line. So, but there will be a text line that I will have that you can text me, because I know a lot of people are texters. They like to text. There's also a fax line there too, an email to send documents to me if you want to. All right. Obviously, a phone number, email addresses that you can use to contact me. And, you can message me on Facebook if you want to. We have a Facebook page. I'll have there every possible way that you can contact me. I will have there. Whichever method you would like to use, go right ahead. Feel free to ask me questions. Milk me. It's okay. I'll let you know what I know. All right? If you want to do it yourself, fine. Milk me. It's all right. Go to my website. Look at the information. Understand what's going on. All right? It's only going to help you. Hire me if you want. Don't. It's okay. I'm here for you. Thanks, guys. This is Ben, your loan guy. And just remember, if you need business funding, you better call Ben. I'm out.